Hello and welcome to today's Stranger Things video. In my last one, I did say I was going to do a John Carpenter film collection update on what to watch whilst waiting for season 2 to come out, but I didn't get around to doing it, so unfortunately I will make up to that with this video, and I'll do that one next. So, as you can see here, I have two magazines, SFX, not to get confused with Sex Magazine. It's just that's an F, not an E. And all the way from America, Entertainment Weekly. So, out of these two covers, I don't know which one I like best. They're both brilliant, but I prefer the font on the SFX one to the Entertainment Weekly. Also, this magazine is an 80s specials and contains a lot more than I thought it would. So, oops, excuse me, I just hit the camera. Pardon me, sorry for that. That made a noise. So yes, we have contents of the page. We have the photo from when they were in the Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con. We've got stuff in here of things to come. So let's take a look at the page that I want, which is somewhere in here, if I'm correct. And then I'll move on to the Entertainment Weekly. Nope. 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 There we go. So, Stranger Things. There's a good little poster there. Stranger Things, the 80s set show that came from nowhere to conquer the world, is back for a hotly anticipated second season. Richard Edwards gets the intel from the Upside Down. Stranger Days. So here we've got information, pages of information about the show. So yeah. So that purple writing says you're gonna beep love season 2. Basically the beep was the F word. I won't say it out loud because might have youngsters watching this. So anyway, here we have some pictures that we've seen already. Who are you gonna call? We know this one, Dustin. Got some pictures there of them filming the inside the arcade, and it's got underneath here in the square box. We bet they're talking about Rubik's Cube and Pac-Man. Sequel opportunities, as much as possible. We're trying to stay true to what we did in season 1, which was just tell stories that we think were cool. Admits Matt Duffer. I guess the thing that we don't have anymore is the element of surprise. But the good news is, this time we had a little bit more money from Netflix to play with. We also know now that people respond to the show, and there's a relief in that. So yes, the bit of information, they talk basically to the Duffer brothers, and yes, we're trying to stay true to what did in season 1, which is just tell stories we think are cool. And here we have information and an interview with Millie Bobby Brown. I want people to feel inspired by it. So I'll read what they say on here. What can we expect from 11 in season 2? 11 has a big plot for this season. A lot of things happen. Everyone has their own individual storyline, and each one has such a great meaning to it. This is really dark and emotional and fulfilling. what the fans hoped and dreamed. On the recent Entertainment Weekly cover, this one here, you had the curly hair, which felt very much like Ripley in Aliens. Do you know if that was the intentional reference? This isn't basically the cover. There's 3 of these covers, but if you know what I'm talking about, if you've got the all 3 magazines. Anyway, I can't really say much about my hair in the second season. In the first season, it was shaved. It was a shaved head, and then this season, it's obviously a little bit curly. I think this is 11's style now, and you'll definitely see it develop in the season. My hair is a big thing, as you'll soon find out. I don't know what she's trying to give away there. Next one is, how does it feel for that 11 has been so embraced in pop culture, with cosplay and tattoos and things like that? I think it's really important for people to understand that 11 should be relatable, and if she's a weirdo and an outcast, then that's that, and that's what represents her. That's what she is. I want people to look at 11 and feel kind of inspired by her. Are you actually a fan of Eggos? Yes, Eggos are good. I obviously don't eat them on a regular basis because I'm English, and they're very American. They're a very American thing. Yeah, basically, we don't get egg waffles in this country. We do get egg waffles, but we're not as much lover of them like the Americans are. Egg waffles in the morning. But I've had them and they're very nice actually. So anyway, it's just the amount of time that 11 spends eating them is not normal, she says there. Then we got another page. And a few more pictures here behind the camera. Have you tried turning it off and on again? That's what it says in the pink box there. Have you everyone except the Witch Mountain? I won't read the whole thing for you. I'll just basically do what I've been doing. We've got a picture there of them both again. Duffers grew up on a steady diet of 80s movies. Got Will Byers there. The jumping off point for this season is Will's visions. Are they real or just in his head? And we've got an interview with Chief Hopper as David Harbour. So, is Hopper still buying Eggos at the start of this season? Season 2 picks up a year later. So he was putting the Eggos in the box at the end of season 1. And that does pay off within the year. When we start season 2, Eggo waffles have begun to factor into Hopper's life in a profound, unexpected way that I'm sure he never imagined. How is Hopper affected by his brief time in the Upside Down? At the beginning, Hopper is the only guy in authority who knows everything that went down last year, so he's having to field of a lot of questions from the town, and he's having to put out a lot of fires because he has to keep something quiet. And on the emotional level, he has this sort of malicious experience after saving Will. The emotional attachment that he's developed to Joyce and Will are deeper bonds now than they were in the last season. So yeah, basically you see David Hopper being better than he was. Me driving past in a loud car, that was. Anyway, yes, next one. Do you know where Hopper will end up? I know the end of the story, and it's very satisfying to be able to start to lay pipes for these seasons. I know where they end up, but how we get there is going to be very circuitous, and I don't know the ins and outs of that. The end that I know for the series is very satisfying in terms of what we've set up about Hopper and how he behaves. So when you see a little moment in season 2, I know that at the end of the series it's going to pay off in a serious way. And we get another page with more pictures. So we've got Jonathan and Nancy there. Jonathan Byers and Nancy Wheeler also return. Some more pictures there. Duffers cast Winona because they were huge fans of hers. Chief Hopper with the Strout. He's doing out of Eggos. We don't want you to feel like this is some magical version of the 80s. This is what it really felt like. So, yeah. And there's an interview with the Goonies, as they put it on here, the Goonie Tunes. What's in store for the 4 young heroes in Season 2? I'll go through this review as well. Did the success of Season 1 take you by surprise? Noah Schnapp, who plays Will. When we were filming the first season, we were all kind of expected it to go nowhere. It would just be a 1 season thing and we couldn't ever meet each other again. Gaten, who plays Dustin, once it came out, there wasn't even that much advertising. I only saw 1 billboard in LA, so I was very surprised by how quickly it took off. And Caleb, who plays Lucas, I knew it was special, I just didn't know it would affect viewers the way it did. So, did you feel pressure coming into Season 2? Caleb, yes, especially when we were filming, but now I tried not to worry about it too much. I can't do anything about it now. Noah, there's more security with everything, and there's more pressure on the Duffers because usually the second one is never as good as the first. Gaten, I felt bad for the Duffers because they were really stressing out. You could see it. They were definitely for a good job with the second season. I'm very proud of them because I feel like it's better than the first. So how does Season 2 compare with the first? Mike, who plays Finn Wolfhard, Mike who plays Finn who plays Mike, it has the exact same charm. It's more horror orientated, but the tone is more different. Well, not really different at all. This season is darker than the first because of scale up. I'd say there's definitely more scenes that are scarier, as Noah. What I like about the second season is not the fact that it's scarier, it's the fact that we get to learn a lot more about each other's character and their personal life. And last season we had the kids, the teenagers and the adults, and they all had their parts to play. But in this season it's a little more combined and we get to see more characters interact with each other. So yes, that's the answer that Gaten gave us. So there's a new girl, Max, joining the group this year. How does that affect the gang's dynamic? Finn says Max moves from San Diego. The others in the group are very interested. Oh, she's from California. What's she like? I'm not happy they're interested in her because number 1, I don't like outsiders in the group. 2, I'm envious because they like Max. Gaten, she's a really cool character. She's kind of an outcast, not very sociable, keeps to herself, and is kind of a tomboy. Dustin and Lucas kind of have a crush on her. Dustin's trying to get her into the group, trying to get spirits back up with everything that's been happening. So basically they're trying to forget Season 1 from happening, but they can't really because Will Byers isn't the same as he used to be. So how's Eleven's disappearance affecting the boys? The one who plays Mike starts off the season being just sort of sad and not as leader orientated that he was in Season 1. That's more because Eleven's not there and he has no one really to motivate him and love him. He has his friends and he doesn't realise that they already love him. He's just caught up focusing on 11. Gaten, I feel like Dustin definitely cares about 11 and definitely misses her, but it's early for him to cope with it. It's for Mike. With a really strong bond, I feel Dustin is struggling more with helping Will, who's not doing well, figuring everything out. So yes, that's all of the stuff in this magazine anyway. Considering this, oh by the way, if you haven't watched it on YouTube today, there's an exclusive clip of Stranger Things 2. Millie Bobby Brown comes on and talks about it and says she can't be at the Comic-Con. And then we get to see a clip from that. So yes, that's the SFX magazine. It's £4.99, £5 in the UK. Not entirely sure what it is in other countries because it's only got the UK on it. that's the British magazine for viewers. This is the American ones. If you're an American viewer and you're watching this across the seas, I had to get this from over there. But basically, you know what this is. So, got a picture of Winona sitting in a chair, looking gorgeous as ever. Couple of Stranger Things Easter eggs in here. What's your strange witch? Finn Wolfhard's done an Hellman's advert for Stranger Things, basically Strange Witch. Finn Strange Witch. So, yes. Going through. Keep going. I'm not sure which page it was on, but we'll get there. There's Millie Bobby Brown. Then if you can read that, things are looking upside down. Comes out better on the camera than it actually does on there. Are you ready to go back? Stranger Things 2 comes to Netflix on October the 27th. Packed with bigger monsters, more Spielberg homages, and maybe even more justice for Barb. I think there's less in this one. I know there's 3 pages in the other magazine, but they talk about things differently in this one, because basically they don't talk much about characters. They talk mostly about the Moss and the Duffer Brothers, basically. There's more of the pictures of them for Entertainment Weekly. Cat food. Bit more there. But yes, if you're on Entertainment Weekly subscription, you buy this basically every time. I don't know, is it a proper magazine? Is it like a TV guide magazine that comes out every week? Well, it must do, because it says every weekly. But yes, these Stranger Things magazines, they're out now. You can get them from the shop, online, eBay, Amazon might sell them, I'm not entirely sure. But yes, out of the 2, I definitely prefer this one because of the title, logo, Stranger Things, and it's written in 2 there, like someone's done it themselves. And the title's not as effective on this one, but it's a great cover nevertheless. So yes, those are the 2 magazines, side by side. What do you think? Write in the comments below. Subscribe if you want to know more on Stranger Things, and if you want to see more videos. And I'll get that John Carpenter up as soon as possible once I've done another video of it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, and goodbye.